Men of Reddit, what's the most romantic thing a woman in your life has ever done?
My girlfriend paid for a maritime course that I couldn't afford so that I could get a higher license and a better paying job. We're married now and I'm a captain. On my birthday a few years ago, my girlfriend told me to pack my bag and some warm gear. I thought she was taking me on a surprise camping trip. But instead we hopped on a train to the airport and flew to Norway. We ended up going husky sledding, spending the night in a yurt at the Husky Lodge, going snowmobiling up to a canyon, staying in a nice hotel, and going on a Northern Lights tour. Lucky enough to catch a particularly awesome display too. She also made the effort to get in touch with a guy the first had recently done some business with online, who I had really liked. He picked us up from the airport in a chauffeur hat with a sign, and then took us all around Oslo to see the sights and to meet his family. Truly a special holiday. We're now engaged. In the movie Die Hard, a girl runs and throws herself into the arms of a guy she is meeting, who is getting off of a plane. She jumps up and into his arms. Ever since I saw that, oh so many years ago, I've wanted someone to be so thrilled to greet me that they threw themselves into my arms like that. It took me 40 plus years, but it did eventually happen. And the girl had no idea it was something I'd always fantasized about. It became a thing for us when we hadn't seen each other in a while. She'd run and just jump into my arms. Was a girl I lived with for 6 years. Right in the middle of it all, I landed the best job I've ever had. Although she was having personal issues at the same time, we decided that she stays home till it all get under control and only I would work. This went on for almost a year. When my birthday came around, she went to visit her mom while I was at work. Borrowed construction paper from her younger brother who was still in school. And she made decorations and put them up in every room, all over every wall of the whole house. The amount of effort she put into this was probably more than I put out at work that day. My jaw hit the floor when I saw it. We split up about a year ago, but I still have a box full of the things she made that day, and I plan to keep it even longer. When me and my fiancé were dating, I always joked about visiting a place called Hillbilly Hot Dogs after seeing a post about it online. Well, a year or so after I first started talking about it, my boss calls me and tells me to head home early. This was about a week after my birthday. I ask him, what's up, and he just said the other guys will finish the day out. I get home and my GF told me to pack 3 to 4 days of clothes, but she wouldn't tell me where we were going. We hopped in the car and sure enough, a few hours later we were in front of Hillbilly Hot Dogs. I couldn't believe it. We just had the best time eating there in the section that's an old converted school bus. After that, we ended up driving down to NC to stay at her cousin's near the beach for a few days and just enjoy each other's company. On the way back she said we would stop at any stupid roadside attraction I wanted to since she knew I love them. Honestly, it was the most wonderful gift I've ever received. My girlfriend, now wife, spent 7 hours using public transportation to surprise me at home. Imagine this, coming home from a full 8-hour shift starting at 6 a.m. lifting heavy displays TVs. I come home, my bedroom door is locked. I deadass think it's my younger brother pulling a prank on me. I knock just wanting to go sit on my computer and watch some videos or play some games. When the door opens, to my surprise, there is the love of my life standing there telling me to be patient. My eyes tear up from a combination of feelings, mostly joy. We hadn't seen each other physically in over a month, just Skype. It totally made my day and weekend. Happily married 5 years. Edit 1. Clarified bedroom door. I broke my leg 3 months into a relationship. Unrelated to the relationship, my family had just left town that day. I had emergency surgery. She drove me to the surgery, picked up my meds during the surgery, picked me up when I woke up, drove me back to her place and took care of me for a month there. This included sponge baths, waking up to give me painkillers in the middle of the night so I wouldn't wake up in agony, having food for me during the day when she went to work, and making sure I was happy overall. 4 years later and we are still together. If all that shit ain't romantic, I don't know what is. Edit. We've been looking at engagement rings for the past few months. Timeline is to elope next summer. Also, I've never had this many upvotes on a comment before and never received an awards before. I don't know the etiquette, but thanks everyone. I was running a fever and slept on the couch outside. Throughout the night I would wake up to see my girlfriend kneeling on the floor, using a wet handkerchief to sponge me down. I love her so much. My girlfriend remembers every detail of when we first started dating. On a long drive together, one of our songs came on and she described the first night we listened to it and when she fell in love with me. She didn't even finish the story because it just broke me. I was leaking tears and it wouldn't stop. I rarely get someone who remembers something I did for them, and for my GF to tell these back filled my heart. Get a partner who appreciates your efforts. Help me move. I never felt more loved than when I was flipping the hell out trying to get packed and figure out how I was going to get everything to my apartment, and my very organized girlfriend drove out from an hour away several nights in 1 week to help me make it happen. I was having a rough day and she simply put my head on her lap and petted my head and gently scratched me until I fell asleep. I didn't have a mattress throughout high school, and my then girlfriend came over for the first time and she looked very disgruntled. So she talked to her parents and arranged a surprise visit for me to go to IKEA and get a bed and a desk. I've never loved someone so much. I had watched an animated Disney music video and really enjoyed the song. Sounds similar to Over the Rainbow. Weeks later, the girl I was dating surprised me by playing the song and singing it for me. She had been practicing to surprise me. Pulled me to a dance floor dragging a chair behind her, standing up on the chair, and we danced. I'm quite tall.
My birthday was the 9th, and since we can't go out, she made me my own escape room in our house. It made me feel so loved I almost cried. I lucked out with the greatest girl in the world.
I dated a girl who decorated a matchbox with the message, "We're a great match," quote, and filled it with edible matches. Little pretzel sticks dipped in colored chocolate at the end to look like a match. She clearly put a lot of thought and effort into it, which was really what meant the most to me. Unfortunately, no, we're not together anymore. Edit. We broke up for a few reasons. We were in an LDR several hours apart, some long-term compatibility issues, etc. It kinda messed me up for a while, because she was a really sweet girl and I liked her, but yeah, no, life goes on and so must we. We still chat every now and again. We're on good terms.
She made me a scrapbook of our entire relationship and saved everything from all our previous dates in order to put it into the book. She also got me a custom guitar pick with our anniversary. Man, I love that woman.
She bought us tickets to Cedar Point even though she was afraid of roller coasters. My wife cut my hair tonight cause I can't go to the barber and she knew it was bugging me. A girl I knew I had a thing for her, so she pretended she couldn't find her phone. Then asked if someone could call it. I said, sure, what's your number? We got married a year later for 15 years.